Welcome everybody once again to Safe Place Podcast, and today we're going to give you 3 of the most harshest life lessons we've learned, and we're going to use people's pain and suffering as a way of evidencing what you've got to do to protect yourself from immediate danger. Let's take a look at this clip. So you know what? First and foremost, I'm ashamed that I find it so funny.
And I am ashamed, and we can talk about why we find it funny, but the first thing I want to say to that,
Yeah.
bam, right in the schnoz.
Right in the schnoz. Right, so, yes, I agree. So let's look at what we can work out from that video alone, how dangerous it is using mobile phones. Police.
No, I think she was asleep.
No, she was looking at her daughter's mobile phone. Her daughter was showing something on the mobile phone.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah,
I
so
thought she was fast
the
asleep,
police have
man.
banned you from doing it driving. It looks like we're reaching a point where we're going to have to just ban people using them because they're a health hazard altogether.
You need now basketball shields in
I
front of
thought she was asleep. Right, so poor old Margaret, who was coerced into the hypnotic trap of her daughter showing her a message from grandpa,
Beautiful
took her eyes
messages.
off the game. Must have been, Margaret's known actually in that whole stadium as the only woman that watches intentively the full match of basketball, never taking her eyes off it. But she invited her daughter over once to watch the game with her, and her daughter shows her a clip of the microphone and boom, right in the schnoz.
Apparently the lady who didn't used to blink before, she took her eye off the ball.
Or you could argue some people do anything to be famous. Like she planned the whole thing. Yeah, she was like, "Tell me when the basketball's coming."
Yeah. Now the reason why I laugh so much is because there's a part of me deep inside that would be so embarrassed if that's how I got famous. The viral video that you've gone viral, Craig. You've always wanted to go
never live it
viral.
down, Wilshire.
Yeah, and people just coming up to your street like with basketballs going like that. Whoa,
Your nickname's Boom.
like, yeah, go on, do that again, do that
Hello,
again.
Boom.
Yeah, they're throwing basketballs at you in the street, and it's just like, what a shame. I felt sympathy, but the humour came out.
Humour's a
like
good
some sort of
defence.
energy.
The
Yeah.
humour's like a defence against that uncomfortable feeling, isn't it?
Now, we've got a theory, haven't we, that this actually explains consciousness, doesn't it?
Aye. Well, was maybe save that for another podcast, and we don't go down the consciousness route.
Well,
We've
what-
got another video that we're going to show you, ladies and gentlemen. Go on, Craig. Quick, give us 30 seconds of consciousness.
Wow, basically, if you want to stop being an addict, if you want to give up a bad habit, right, why don't you do what she has just learned the hard way? That's not throw a basketball at your face, but just go, boom, wake up and look at this world through the eyeballs that you were born to look through.
Okay, all right, mate. Thank you for sharing that. Right, put in another clip now.
And you do this for a hobby?
It's just a shame to think
Fucking
this is some
annoys me.
kid's dad, some kid's granddad that's about to humiliate himself under fear like this.
Right.
And here we go, look.
Try it.
Here we go. Quick, mate, get out of there. I'd be on my fucking cycling for a hat. I'd be burning rubber now, I would.
He's
Here he comes, he's approaching. Oh, that's it. You better put your foot down. He's on the way. He's over the first furlong. He's going to go forward. He's going to win the race. Oh, he's took a nasty turn and he's down and out of there. Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe what you've just witnessed? The awful mistake of getting entrapped in the emotion of fear. That's ultimately what was going on there.
And also, don't cyclists just bring out the worst in you? If you ever want to cycle.
So let's look at it there. So the cyclist got scared. He felt afraid. And his approach to dealing with fear was to confront the guy and basically say, in no way, shape or form, really, you just scared me. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's what the cyclist should have been saying.
That's
you
it.
just scared me. And what happened was the cyclist then says, I'm going to go and I'm telling the police. And then what the driver of the car should have said is, now you're scaring me. Now I'm scared. And then they was basically just threatening each other, which dropped them into fear even more. And what you saw is when they both went into fear, the only way they knew how to deal with it was to confront an attack, which was what was not needed in that road rage incident, wasn't it?
Just remember that, didn't you say the other day, what is a road rage person who does this?
Yeah.
They are nothing more than a little baby going, you scared me. You scared me so much. I've got out my car now like a big alpha male. I'm just a little baby that's really scared. So you've got to make me safe again. And I'm going to feel safer if I break my hand on your chin.
Look at him projecting.
Whilst you're just blowing the window up.
But
like
you know
that.
what? It's so true, because ultimately what they've done is scared the living daylights out of each other.
And I want you to tell that person to their face when they're doing it to you.
Yeah, but own it. Say, I'm scared. And I'm scared too. You just threatened me. We're both scared. We don't like it when we're scared, do we? No, we don't. Shall we have a hug? Shall we get out? Take your seatbelt off that's already off. I'm not threatening you with that. I'm just making an observation. And come over here and give me a hug. And let's hug the fear out of each other.
Because this Haribo is shaped like a trumpet.
So, an awful clip. Once again, poor old Jimmy who fell over there, whose poor old grandkids are watching Grandad, not understanding why Grandad's come home with a Two-Face impersonation of the bad guy out of Batman. It's like, what's wrong with Grandpa? You know, Grandpa's ego defended it. I've taught that good a lesson. That's what I've done, little Charlie. He'll never do that to Grandpa again. Are you sure he came out of it worse than you, Grandpa? Because you look really unwell. I'm only 6 and even I know you need a fucking ambulance.
You were in a neck brace, Grandpa. What was happening? He rode away really fast. Oh, you got him good, didn't you? Yeah. Whilst you was picking up your teeth.
Shut up now, Charlie. He rang his fucking bike bell on me. Anyway, that's the end of that clip. And it'll bring us to one last clip. This guy's, it looks like he's going to say hello. Maybe he's going to hug the kangaroo because he's scared.
The kangaroo's stroking the dog.
Oh my God. He had the dog, so he was stroking. It was his kangaroo. Oh my God. That's it. Get out of here, you little kangaroo cunt.
Jesus, do you know what? I would never have thought of punching the kangaroo. I would have just ran.
So let's play that clip back again because it all happened so quick. I bet he said that about the incidents, didn't he? I don't know what happened. I don't know what come over me. It just happened so quick. And that's it. Whoa! Right, that's it. The kangaroo's like, do I want any more of this?
He was like, I didn't know humans
Do I want
punched.
any more of this? Nah, fuck that. He's got 2 dogs and a fucking mean right hook. I'm out of here. So that's it. So
and he escapes on a pogo stick. Where did that pogo stick
that
come
could have
from?
gone horribly wrong for the man, couldn't it?
I tell you what, if I got close to a kangaroo, I'd run off from them just looking through the fence at the zoo. They're scary, aren't they?
And they're big and strong. Have you seen them when they flex the chests?
Yeah.
So that guy's literally, his paternal instincts kicked in because obviously he sees his dog as like a kid. He's the dad to protect. And he's ran over there to save what's his son.
So the adrenaline was already pumping
in. The adrenaline's pumping in.
He would have killed that kangaroo for that dog.
I don't think he'd have killed him. I think the kangaroo would have had him overall. If it went to the ground, the kangaroo would have had him.
Well, but looking at the hole that he had the dog in, he does watch a lot of UFC.
I think that man's definitely a striker and the kangaroo's more of a groundsman.
And this is a great thing about TV now. Even kangaroos can watch it and learn tips and
so,
evolve.
3 lessons for the days. 1, realise that your mobile phone is actually a health hazard, whether you're on the road or whether you're in a basketball game or even while you're scrolling your life away in the comfort of your living room.
Tunnel, aren't you?
Yeah, so do away with the mobile phone, by which we had to use a mobile phone to get that video up, so we're quite hypocritical in that sense. Number 2 was what, Craig?
The little babies. Next time you're like, someone's cut me up, I'm going to teach them a lesson through the windscreen and the safety of my little car. Remember, you're being a pathetic baby. And if you don't like that, why don't you come round to this address? The address is...
And then 3rd, kangaroo. With that one, you know what? I've got nothing against that guy. I think he handled that situation definitely unconsciously. He definitely wasn't thinking. He never had the time to think what to do in that situation. But one of the rare instances where we can see the unconscious working to perfection by chance.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Survival mode.
Yeah. So that brings us to an end. Thank you, everybody.